Larum Wanakam. I would like to thank you all to have invited me here. It's really a honor. And so I believe I have to talk to you about myself. It's a bit difficult, especially for a Swahili, I feel. Okay. I came here, as you may have seen here now, 49 years ago. I was 29 years old. I came with my ex-wife and my little child, who was 3.5 years old. Now he is 53 years old and works in Japan for the past so many years. And let me tell you how I started. I came here as an employee of a Franco-Belgian company dealing in leather, semi-finished leather. So we established ourselves in amongst the expatriate community of Chennai. And I used to spend a lot of time in a place in Chennai called Periamet. Surely the people from Chennai will know where it is. It's next to the station, and which is a center for leather business. And after a few years, the government of India, unfortunately for me at that time, banned the export of semi-finished leather. So I was finding myself suddenly without job in India and with a family. And at the same time, my wife wanted to divorce me. So I had no more job, no more salary, no more place to stay. I was totally alone and no money in my pocket. In those days, I was smoking a lot. I was smoking about 60 cigarettes a day. And so I had no money to buy those cigarettes. I used to like to have some whiskey in the evening, no more whiskey, no more beer, and nothing to eat also. So the only thing I could eat was some slices of bread roasted with a bit of sugar powder. And however, after some time, I decided that after my wife going back to Japan, she was of Japan origin, Franco-Japanese, and I decided I have to take myself and do something. I cannot go back to my country, and without a job, without a salary, and ashamed of having lost a wife and child. So I didn't want to go back empty-handed. I must tell you that I'm half French and half Spanish by my mother. So the Spanish people are known to be proud and stubborn. So I was very, very proud and said I would not go back to France empty pocket. So for this purpose, fortunately, I had a friend with whom we started a business into the textile industry. It didn't work very well for some time because I think maybe I had made the wrong choice or we didn't get along well with that person. And but it was, however, a way to learn more about the people of India and at the same time learn about myself. So one thing that was very important is that the loneliness in which I was, knowing no one speaking French either. So that was, for me, very, very hard to go through. But after some time, I met a Parsi gentleman, and we created a company together. I was by profession a designer, so I was designing the products. And one day, I received a visit of two French ladies. I don't know who told them about us, but it was a mystery. It just came. And they liked what I was doing, and they placed a big order from a big department store in Paris. And from there, we grew up very fast, very, very fast. So much though we have to find the factories, because up to now we were working out of my house. So we had a factory which was working with pedal, no electrical machines. To get machines in India in those days was very difficult. You could not import machines. It happened much later on. So, but one thing which I had, which was for me very important, is that I had a passion with what I was doing, and I loved India. So this is how, that's why I was able to stay here for so long. And I don't know how to explain to you all this. I have so many things to say. But the information doesn't come to my mind. What happened is that I decided that instead of designing the product and manufacturing the product, it was better that I was to sell our services. For that purpose, we were approaching brands in France, as well as in Italy, in Belgium, and now in US, and we are acting as their office in India. So that has really helped us a lot, and we were able to grow even further. However, as I was talking some time ago about my loneliness, something which was very important for me is that one day I read in the Hindu there was how do you call that? How do you call that? I forgot the name. There was a little advertisement by a Swami who was giving free Hatha Yoga courses. So I went and met him, and he was really a very good person. His name was Swami Vedananda, and he was teaching yoga free of cost, which in today's will never happen. Right? So thanks to him, I learned yoga for 7 years, and yet continuing my work. I was not leaving that. I would do both the same thing. So then this went on for so many years, and at a point of time, my Guruji told me, if you wish, I would like to introduce you to my Mahant, who was in those days in Ulundurpettai in Tamil Nadu. And I used to go there regularly by a bus. I had no cars, so I had to go through these rickety buses for 2 hours of drive, and meeting that man who was having no feet and no hand, and yet a very happy man. So I could not understand why this man, who obviously had no future, and yet happy, when I was crying on myself, right? This guy was very happy. So I wanted to know why he was so happy when he had no future ahead of him. Now I know. But what I taught from him is to understand that I am not only Swami Pranamanda. I am you, I am everybody here. There's no difference between you and me. No difference. I'm not a man, I am not a woman, I'm just the self. And nothing more, and nothing less. So when you have understood that, there's nobody who is bigger than you, nobody who is smaller than you. So when you have the understanding of this, you have to make sure that you have to bring it from your brain to your heart. Then you cannot have any fear from anything, from anybody. And so also what I learned is to share with everybody what I have learned for so many years, which has brought me to what I am today. So what more to say? We are still continuing our work. I have this company, and the same people who have been employed by me for the past 49 years are still here with us. I have a gentleman who has been working with us for nearly 28 years. He's now our CEO. I sort of pass on to him. However, time to time, I need to see what is going on. So I don't go home, I don't sit at home, I sit at the office and see all the 500 emails that come every day. So this is for me very important, because after all, it's my baby, right? So I want to know what's going on. And I cannot think about sitting at home and watching TV all day long. So this is what I do now. However, I share my time between Chennai and a place called Kolimalai. If you are from Tamil Nadu, you will know. If you don't know, it's a group of hills which is between Salem and Trichy, and by the Kaveri River. So there I have a little property far away from everything, where I can resource myself and reconnect with nature, which is also the self. There's nothing else than the self here. Even the space between you and me is the self. So even an ant which is crawling on the floor is the self. So you understand that no one is more important, no one is less important. That is what you have to keep in mind. So this is what I've learned for those years. What I wanted to, if you want to ask me a question, please go ahead. Okay, otherwise I will be dry of questions. My food is vegetarian. Did you doubt that? No, pardon? South Indian. I have a South Indian cook. Time to time I do something French, but the cook is quite good. Though sometimes she has a tendency to put too much chili in it. Okay? Yeah, so for me it's 49 years here. So I have visited a lot of places in Tamil Nadu as well as all over India for so many years. Of course, we go abroad, and we have sometimes some of the exporters that come along, and they always ask me this question: why did you leave France? Why aren't you back to France? So why should I go back to France? I'm very well here. You know, when you come after 29 years old, I came here. Now, after 49 years, I'm still here. So I have more time in India than in France. So it helps to understand. There's one thing that I had learned when I came to India. Don't try to change the people. Try to change yourself. So I think I have changed, right? Yeah. I would say like the Japanese gentleman, okay. the problem is here is that if they see me, if people see me, they don't speak to me in Tamil. They speak to me in English, not even in French. Can you imagine? So, it has been difficult to learn Tamil. First, I had a teacher for 3 months. It was very good, but he disappeared. He fell in love with somebody, and he ran away with her somewhere. And then I had another guy who taught me, he was a gentleman, and he had a big pair of moustache like this, and the teeth was going forward, and he was spitting as he was talking. So I didn't know if I had to have an umbrella and protect myself. So, yes. On top of that, he says, is very much pro-Tamil. I have nothing wrong about this. No. However, I learned later on that he was putting all his children in an English-speaking place in Uti. So he was not really very honest for that. So then even today, people will not talk to me immediately in Tamil. They will talk to me only in English. So any other question, anybody? Pardon? Okay. Pardon? Oh, yeah. Oh, message to the students, yes. What is very important, and then we have been talking a lot with John, my personal assistant, and everybody in our office. What is very important is you have to have the passion for what you are doing. If you don't have the passion, you will never succeed. Never, ever. Also, when you are at the head of a company or middle head, you have to understand that the person who is in front of you is not more nor less than yourself. It is not because he has a title that he can misuse you. I'm thinking in terms of women and men. In our company, women and men are in the same level in material of what they do in our company. Also, I made it a point that the women were paid first, men after. That some of them didn't like it much, but that is their problem. So, but the passion, this is what I've had for all these years. I have a passion for this country. I have a passion for the people. I'm still here. So, and I intend to be here for quite more years. Okay? So, any other question? Nobody else? Pardon?
How many people are working in your company?
We have about 40 people.
140.
40. I have to add some quality controllers that work for us in Tirupur, in Coimbatore. Yes, it's about that. John, yeah. So we have had many more employees. But we had a big problem that started with a subprime issue in the United States that has affected very much the buying powers of our customers. Then after that, it was followed by the Euro crisis. Then after that, the government of India removed the incentives to the exporters. Well, that's so many other things which didn't make my life easy. No way.
Wow.
But now it's picking up. But we have come up to a level where we had about 100 people. However, I had calculated with considering an average of about 500 employees in the factories to whom we give work. We were giving work to, at a point of time, to about 60,000 people. So, and being paid in foreign exchange. So this is what I have brought to this country for so many years, and I'm proud of it. So, anybody else?
Thank you. I think one last question from you. We are running out of time. Yeah. So he says the Tirupur industry, the textile industry is facing a lot of problems now. In the current scenario, what is your advice? He says the Tirupur industrial sector is coming down. What is your opinion?
In the garment industry?
Yeah, textile industry.
Textile industry?
Yes.
The big problem that India has is that it has a very big competition, especially in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
I remember the days where, not so far away in time, where for few cents, the buyer will drop us and go to Bangladesh. Few cents.
Okay.
This is terrible. Even if you work with somebody for 20 years and you are not capable of giving him another 2 cents discount, the guy will drop you.
It's competitive.
This is terrible. But in business, there is no niceties.
Yeah.
It's all a question of paisas and dollars and all that. After all, we all work for that, aren't we? So, yeah, so by the way, I don't take any donation, all right? So I work like you. It is not because I wear this that I collect donation from you when I go.
Okay.
Nowhere. And I wouldn't want it. Actually, the guy who gives the visa asking you, what is it? But how can you work? So I ask you, can you feed me? Nobody would feed me, would he? No one. Now, if I was born 100 years ago, maybe yes, I would have big show, I would have got. But now, no one would, especially in South. South is a country for temples. North India is a country for Swamis.
Okay.
Swamijis.
So we also have Swamijis here, sir. We do have Swamijis here.
Yeah, you have it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for that wonderful, inspiring keynote. A big round of applause to Christian Fabre. So I'll request our CEO to give a book as a note of thanks from our side.
By the way, yes, Christian Fabre is my passport name.
Okay.
But I was given the name of Swami Pranavananda.
Okay, sir.
Okay? Oh, Swamiji is easier for you.
So when you say you are given a name, what does it mean? Somebody gave you the name?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Who else?
So you didn't choose it yourself?
Pardon?
You didn't choose it yourself?
No. You
Okay.
When you are given the sannyas diksha
Okay.
by your Guruji, you don't choose it.
We have other Anandas also. That's the reason we are asking you this. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, sir.